Political scientist Dr. Winfred James says Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley should listen to what the people are saying about the way in which government is running the country. A public opinion poll by data analysis firm Solution by Simulation published today, the 2-year anniversary of the PNM government coming into office, shows the Prime Minister's approval rating has dropped by 9 points to 42%. Dr. James describes the poll results as bad news for the government, but believes this can be corrected.
Of course, this is an opportunity. The government should treat the polls, the negative polls, as an opportunity to reset, to reorganize, to reprioritize, to re-strategize, right? And to make bold decisions, especially in the area of diversification of the economy. And of course, reduction in the crime too.
Published by HHB and Associates listed crime and violence as the single most pressing problem facing the country. Government's handling of crime was given a poor rating, with 36% of respondents saying it was very bad, while 39% said it was bad. Dr. James says while no government has been able to tackle crime effectively, the PNM campaigned on promise to deal with crime and violence.
Yes, we still have the problem. So there are other solutions perhaps that the police have not been paying attention to. Now, one of the problems we have in our criminal jurisprudence is that we do not prosecute criminals quickly. They stay in our faces, they stay in jail, they stay at large.
Another area where those polled expressed disappointment was the troublesome situation with the inter-island ferry service. Dr. James says the negligence of the sea bridge has all but destroyed Tobago's economy.
When cargo is going to come to Tobago, when goods from Tobago go to Trinidad, if you mash up that by your negligence, which this government clearly has done by its mismanagement of that.
Opposition leader Kamla Persad-Bissesar is weighing in on the recent published newspaper polls on government's performance, saying that society is speaking out and as planned, the Prime Minister is absent. Via a voice note, Mrs. Persad-Bissesar said 2 years later, 75% of the nation thinks the government has failed because of runaway crime. She added that 2 years later, 83% of the country knows that Dr. Rowley has chosen to put citizens on the breadline by cutting jobs instead of diversifying the economy.
I can tell you that the job doesn't allow you to just fly off without serious consideration as to what is happening in the country at any given time. And Dr. Rowley would be very aware of the questions he would have to face from the media, pollsters, and the society on his second anniversary in government. Well, the polls are out. The media are asking questions, and the society is speaking out.
Mrs. Persad-Bissesar believes Dr. Rowley has taken the country in the wrong direction.
Our young people are unable to access education because Dr. Rowley is closing the gate. 2 years later, the cost of living in Trinidad and Tobago has gone up because Dr. Rowley added 12.5% of VAT to thousands of food items, increased gas prices 3 times, and raised many other taxes. 2 years later, Dr. Rowley has taken the country in the wrong direction.
Chairman of the People's National Movement, Franklin Can, says a full assessment of the newspaper polls has to be conducted before a statement is issued. Speaking on the party's performance over the last 2 years, Mr. Can says he's not worried about how the PNM is being viewed at this time. Marie Hull reports.
It's been 2 years since the People's National Movement won the 2015 general elections, and recent public opinion polls published in the daily newspaper suggest that the party's ratings have been dropping. But that's not the case according to PNM Party Chairman Franklin Can.
Polling and statistics are very scientific events, and you have to understand what the poll is telling you, what were the question asked, and you have to do a clinical analysis of what it is. A lot of the polls that are conducted in Trinidad are not truly scientific polls based on scientific sampling theory. I'm a statistician myself. I did courses at the university in statistics. I understand what it is. So what I have to do is drill deeper down into the poll, understand what it is asking, and understand the numbers that are churning out, whether it is statistically valid.
In fact, the PNM is condemning the opposition leader's statement about Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley being absent.
Dr. Rowley is out of the country for medical reasons. It's not a dereliction of duty. Why can't the opposition not understand that? He has gone for his annual checkup. It has nothing to do with a poll coming out over what issues face the country. I suffered health challenges in my own right earlier this year. Your health and your family comes before anything else.
When asked if the party has lost support over the last 2 years,
we are in an economic downturn, so obviously when you do not have the goods and services to share with the population, there will be some level of disappointment. But to say that the party has lost popularity at its core level, I don't think so.
And he says he isn't worried about how the party is being perceived.
No, that's not a worry for me at all. This is a 5-year cycle.
Mr. Khan says the People's National Movement is expected to issue a statement on the latest polls after an assessment is made. Marie Hall, C News.